welcome to Impact Conversations, which is the first installment of our Human Impact Toastmasters Club's Fireside Chat series starting today. Right. Now, for those of you who are very new to who we are, what we do, we are a club. We are a Toastmasters Club that provides a very holistic, a very nurturing environment for people who want to pick up effective speaking skills with a holistic, self-paced curriculum. We are also a speaking club for like-minded individuals who are keen to come together to explore sustainability issues, and together with the Toastmasters speaking skills, we will help them to shape and craft their message that they want to deliver to the communities that they want to reach out to. And for today, I'm so glad to have with us our very first guest in our very first episode of this series, Tripti, who is also our Toastmasters club member. Tripti, thank you so much for joining us for this show today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be part of any
Right.
conversation happening at Toastmasters.
Right, thank you. Now, Tripti, we know that, since our last conversations and Toastmasters Club meeting, you have shared with us your passion in Bokashi composting, and this is something that you have also, worked very actively with communities, with NEA as in particular, recently for a project. Now, share with us, how does this passion in Bokashi composting start? Where does the story begin?
Actually, very actively, I think
Mm,
it happened
mm.
around 2019. Like,
Right.
and it has been a very organic journey for picking up composting at home. And while I was composting, I started with hot composting,
Mm,
and I did a big setup in my house to do
mm,
that. And
mm,
while working with hot composting, I mean, I always say this to anybody that it's good that a lot of issues come in the beginning, then you learn faster. So
mm,
that's what happened with me as well. And I did ended up finally getting a grip of it and going ahead with it.
mm,
And it is based on fermentation. It's anaerobic, like it's done in the absence of air. So there are certain very clear advantages of bokashi, which
mm,
includes having a wide range of food, cooked and uncooked, which can be
mm.
composted through this method, and
Right.
also that it is the smell and the pest issue is not there.
Mm,
So it's a good method for apartment kind of living like we have here in
mm,
Singapore, and that's what attracted me
mm.
to bokashi to
Right.
experiment with it more.
Right. Right. Tripti, you just share with us about hot composting. So it was actually hot composting, and is there a cold composting present as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
So hot composting basically means if you have seen this, the composting in which we create a pile of,
Mm,
so in hot composting and cold composting, the
mm,
basic difference is that in
mm,
any composting, what we are trying to achieve is a
mm,
good ratio of carbon source and a nitrogen source. So
mm,
our food waste, the raw food waste from the kitchen is the nitrogen source, and
mm,
dry leaves and other woody material is the carbon source. So we add them in a ratio,
mm,
aerate it, and turn the pile so that is hot composting. But if you
mm,
don't turn the pile, still the composting will
mm,
happen. But it will
mm,
happen, it will take much longer to do
mm,
for compost to happen. And that is why
mm,
it is called cold composting. Another term
mm.
can be lazy composting also for that.
Now, I'm actually curious to find out about certain things like, do you think people in Singapore currently are actively or proactively in looking into this in terms of recycling their food scraps to something useful as a soil compost? What's your view about that?
I
Hmm.
must say it's very fragmented
Oh.
at present, with people, individuals wanting to do, but
Mm,
are not aware of how they can start. Like
mm,
some of us have organically started it. Some of us might have just stumbled upon someone who is doing
mm,
and taken inspiration and started doing it. But
mm,
I think every time we talk about composting, the
mm,
space becomes a constraint for people to think. And
mm.
then we are a society which is very scared of pests as well.
Oh,
So
right.
which is
Oh,
which
pest
is a
issues.
genuine
Great.
concern.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's a genuine concern. But
Right.
thing is, it should not be stopping us from composting. Is my
Mm,
point. So to answer you, I feel that there is a lot of interest, but
mm,
at the same time, the information is
mm,
not coherent for people to start. So,
mm,
and sometimes region specific local information is very important,
mm,
because no matter how much we have read through literature, the
mm,
way the compost is going to behave in my environment with my kind of weather, it's going to be
mm.
very different from some other country.
Right, right. So let's say I'm very new to this, composting thing. How do you think, how could you advise, how can I start
Uh,
as a beginner?
So again, I am going to first look at. So let's just say I will look at. Susie, where do you live? Do you live in an apartment? Do you live in a
HDB.
independent HDB? Town park does certainly does help.
Yeah,
So my personal suggestion would be to look for a community project around your area. But as
right.
individual, you can certainly try out Bokashi method,
Mm,
because within a small bucket of say 8 to 10 liters
mm,
bucket, which is airtight, you can compost your entire food waste, and
mm,
convert it into compost
mm.
at a very high speed of 1 month. Yeah, within a
Yeah,
month your compost
okay.
will be ready. Yeah. So I feel that can be one way to yeah, so
Mm,
that is one way to do it. But if
mm,
you are more keen on a community kind of effort, then I would suggest to look for a project in maybe in the park. And
mm,
if but most probably in the what will happen in the park will be a hot compost.
mm,
So
mm.
probably contributing your kitchen raw food waste
Okay.
to a park might be another option.
Right. I see. I see. Okay. Now, Tripti, I understand that you have started this group, this initiative called Rejuvrth Singapore. Now,
Yeah.
tell us more about this, and actually what motivates you to form this group? Mm,
That I have a background in microbiology, and
mm,
I have been very interested in the
mm,
microbes per se in the soil, and how they create these
mm,
structures which can rejuvenate the soil. And
mm,
while I'm also part of a community garden, so
mm,
while working in the garden, I realized that Singapore soil, the
mm,
quality is not that great. We don't have that much of topsoil. So,
mm,
and I realized that
mm,
is not the reason why we should not farm. Uh,
mm,
because our the soil can be rejuvenated
mm,
with the help of these techniques like
mm,
bokashi, like composting, and it's we just have to find the right solution which works in
mm,
our environment. So
mm,
that is where Rejuvrth was born.
mm,
Our aim is to provide nature-based solutions to the society, community, and bring them together. So
mm,
one is on one side, there are nature-based solutions. On the
mm,
second side, it's community engagement.
mm,
Eventually achieve an outcome of a lifestyle. Like
mm,
people should be so comfortable doing composting,
mm.
like brushing your teeth.
Right. I
Yeah.
see. Okay. Now, Tripti, you have actually, with this group, you have actually been involved in few key sustainability projects. Can you share with us those projects and how has it impacted on the community involved as well as the environment?
So with Rejuvrth, we initially started off with developing some content for people to understand in a very simplified manner what exactly these concepts are, food waste, what are
Mm,
the data available, how we can change it. Is there a possibility to change it? And
mm,
then we started slowly, our first, I think,
mm,
work we started was with the
mm,
Katong CC,
mm,
and there in it became a cascading effect that
mm,
the participants were
mm,
people who were engaged in community gardens.
mm,
So it helped us understand what they are looking for and
mm,
how we can support different kind of composting needs, whether it is a garden, whether it is a household. And then now we are currently working on a NEA Idea Grant supported pilot study of
Right.
segregation of food waste
Mm,
at source in the Tanjungru neighborhood,
mm,
where we have the pilot going on in two apartments,
mm,
Waterside and Costeru. And
mm,
there, the residents are segregating the food waste at source,
mm,
composting it at their household. Then they are bringing it to the collection bins where
mm.
we collect everything. And yeah.
Well, how long is that project? I can see there's quite a lot of work involved, and in terms of the compost that you need to provide for the for the garden.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's the project is will be going on till 31st December, and
Okay.
um,
Six
uh,
month project? It's a
it's
6 month project?
a six
Ah,
months project, yes.
okay. Right.
And
Yeah.
I think we will be wrapping up
Mm,
part of the research work and the drawing the
mm,
conclusions from the project till January. So
mm,
hopefully will have very substantial research data
mm.
after the completion of the project.
Right. How many people are involved in this project?
It's um it's a multi-stakeholder project, I would say.
Wow.
And let
Okay.
me start from saying NEA has provided the grant under the
Mm,
IDEA fund for testing out the pilot. Then
right.
there is people from Rejuvrth team who are part of the initiative,
Mm,
and so that becomes the core team.
mm,
But then there are the participants.
mm,
We have almost 80 participants on
mm,
board from both
mm,
Costeru and Waterside. And
mm,
I big shout out to their helps at home who are basically our volunteers on the project, because they
mm,
ensure that the food is segregated at
mm,
place, and they are the ones who bring it to the collection. Of course, it's the household's decision to participate, but
right.
and sometimes the kids come, sometimes
Oh,
the lady of the house will come.
mm,
So I mean, everybody is engaging on that front.
mm,
Then a very big role of the MCSTs, both
mm,
at Costeru, the council at
mm, mm,
Costeru and Waterside. They
mm,
have been a huge support, because
mm,
they are the ones who agreed for the
mm,
project to be happening. And
mm,
I know it is a tough decision because there's no
mm,
clear guidelines on
mm,
whether we can allow, we can't
mm,
allow, things like that.
mm.
But they have been hugely supportive. And
Right.
besides them, there is a huge team of Gardens by the Bay. Uh,
Wow.
and, and the volunteers from Gardens by the Bay gardening group. So,
Oh, okay.
so it's a huge, it's a very lot of people have come together to make this project what it is
Right.
now.
Okay. And I understand you're still looking for volunteers to join you. Yeah.
Yes, so
Oh, okay. So
we,
what's involved? If let's say I want to join as a volunteer,
yeah.
what can I do to support you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so recently a group of three students have joined us as a
Mm-hmm.
research team to
Right.
document this entire process.
Okay.
We are so I because I forgot to mention them, I really want to mention them now.
Mm.
That
Okay.
they have started their work on documenting this project to
Mm.
analyze how there will be a behavior change.
Mm.
Will there be a behavior change in this study?
Mm.
And are we able to adopt
Mm.
composting
Mm.
on a household level at
Mm.
this scale?
Mm.
And at the same time, what we are looking for is the content
Mm.
writers at the moment, because
Mm.
we need we are not able to bring out that much of information from this
Mm.
project, because, like, I mean, we have our hands full,
Mm. Right.
lot of management across. Uh,
Right.
I also want to mention, because two more people
Mm.
who have been instrumental here are the coordinators at both the
Mm.
apartments. So they
Mm.
take care of, which is Kanika and Pooja in this case. They
Mm.
take care of all the collection and
Mm.
participation engagement within the condo. So
Mm.
yeah, so
Wow.
a huge
Okay.
team. Yeah.
Right, I see, I see. All right. Now, I understand this is just one of the few projects that you guys are at Rejuva involved in. What is for your own self, right? What is your future aspiration for Bokashi composting?
Frankly, we would love to see
Mm,
our emphasis is on
mm,
documenting the study well to make it
right.
into a
Mm,
replicable model.
mm,
We want to see a much larger uh,
mm,
composting landscape in Singapore.
mm,
Uh,
right.
and we want to facilitate that by providing all the information from this project to anybody, any community which is interested to take this further. So so that is our aspiration from this project.
Right, right. Tripti, we know that you're also a Toastmaster for 10 years, for over
Yeah.
10 years already.
Yeah.
So tell us now, how do you think Human Impact Toastmasters Club can help, can develop as a platform to engage people, into getting involved in sustainability projects? What's your take on this?
So I personally feel that Human Impact Toastmaster Club has struck the right chord. Like, and now with sustainability, we know that these are this is the time of crisis in which we have to step up and provide support in the all the sustainability initiatives. So I think you are addressing that gap here, and the Toastmaster larger community has that. Support, like they are capable to provide this support as well. So I feel by giving a platform to advocates like us, you are helping disseminate our knowledge further, and at the same time you are helping us, like you asked me, I have a
Yes.
volunteer need, and I know
Right,
that need can easily be fulfilled by Toastmasters.
right.
So those kind of support is what we need to move further uh,
Right.
in this space. Yeah.
Yeah, I certainly agree with you, Tripti. And for those of you who are watching this program, Human Impact is actually the only Toastmasters Club in Singapore that focuses on sustainability. And if you have a message to share and you want to find help and resources to support you in crafting this message so that you can bring out effectively to your wider community, especially in areas of sustainability, do write to us via this email address that is being shown on the screen here, and we will contact you and let you know, when can we, how can we work with you to bring a message across. Now, for our Toastmasters Club, we have our regular club meeting on the last Saturday of the month. Right, and currently we hold it at Hong Leong Building. So if you are keen to join us and to explore, how can we support you with this platform in terms of, helping you to convey your message on sustainability, do write to us, and we will reach out to you to let you know how can you join us for the meeting. Right. Tripti, it has been a wonderful, wonderful experience to talk to you about your passion in sustainability. I certainly learned a lot from this conversation with you. And I want to thank you for, this time that you give. And I'm sure that, those of you in the audience, you have also gained a lot of knowledge, in this conversation on Bokashi composting. Right. For those of you who would like to have any questions, do type in the chat in YouTube or in Facebook. We can post this in our social media handles, and we'll contact you and answer your questions for this. So we've come to the end of Impact Conversations. Thank you so much for joining us in this session, and have a great weekend, have a great week ahead, and bye-bye. Bye-bye,
Thank
everybody.